Forget everything you thought you knew about history. We are often taught that the timeline of humanity is a chaotic series of random events, empires rising by chance and collapsing by accident. But what if I told you that the history books are lying to you, not by what they say, but by what they omit? Peel back the layers of time, and you won't find chaos. You will find a design. You will find a hidden hand pulling the strings of the world map, as if it were a chessboard. We are not talking about myths, aliens, or folklore. We are unearthing a real, clandestine cabal, a secret society that systematically shaped empires, engineered the rise of pharaohs, and dictated the fall of Rome. My name is Shadows of Time, and I used to be a skeptic, but then I stumbled upon the Lost Scrolls evidence that terrified me. Join me as we expose the architects of our reality. To understand their power, we must rewind 5,000 years to the cradle of civilization, Sumeria. While kings built monuments in the daylight, a shadowy group known as the Brotherhood of the Dragons I ruled the night. Archaeologists call them priests, but they were actually the world's first psychological warriors. They hoarded advanced astronomical knowledge, predicting eclipses with terrifying accuracy. Imagine being a commoner in 3000 BC. The sun turns black. You think the gods are angry, but the priests, they knew the math. They used science to simulate magic, forcing kings to bow to their will through fear. When Sumeria fell to dust, they didn't vanish. They simply migrated. They moved west, to the golden sands of Egypt, rebranding themselves as the cult of Osiris. Inside the dark chambers of the pyramids, they weren't just praying. They were mastering geometry, engineering, and chemistry, locking the secrets of power away in stone, accessible only to the initiated few. Their influence metastasized. Enter Pythagoras. You know him for his theorem, a staple of high school math. But history conveniently forgets that Pythagoras ran a cult so secretive that whispering its truths to an outsider was punishable by death. His school was arguably the first intelligence network, creating a grid of influence that stretched across the Mediterranean, eventually rooting itself in the heart of the ancient world, Rome. The Roman Senate, the ultimate theater. While senators shouted and debated, the real decisions were made in backrooms, sealed with bags of gold and blood oaths. Look closely at the assassination of Julius Caesar. Was it really just a political betrayal? Or was Caesar a puppet who tried to cut his strings? The synchronized stabbing suggests a ritualistic execution by a group bound by something deeper than politics. And their reach wasn't limited to the West. The Silk Road wasn't just a trade route for spices. It was the fiber optic cable of the ancient world. Buried in saddlebags were not just silks, but encrypted scrolls. This network allowed the architects to coordinate events between Rome and China, ensuring that when one empire fell, another rose to take its place, exactly as planned. But knowledge is dangerous. If the masses woke up to the manipulation, the game would be over. So, the architects initiated the Great Erasure. The burning of the Library of Alexandria. We are told it was a tragedy of war. In reality, it was a hard drive format, a deliberate arson to incinerate the evidence of their existence. Following this, humanity was plunged into the Dark Ages, a period designed to keep the population illiterate and fearful. The Inquisition didn't just hunt witches, they hunted memory. Monks were ordered to scrape the ink off ancient parchments, overriding scientific truths with religious dogma. They literally scraped the architects out of history, leaving us with a timeline full of holes and a past we can no longer read. Yet, you cannot kill an idea. Like a virus, they went dormant, hiding in the candlelight, waiting for the Renaissance to rise again. They re-emerged as the builders, the masons, the architects of the modern world. They stopped writing on scrolls and started writing in stone. Look at the cathedrals of Europe. Look at the layout of Washington, D.C. The signatures are everywhere. Take a dollar bill out of your pocket. Look at the pyramid. Look at the all-seeing eye. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a receipt of ownership. It is staring right back at you, blinking in plain sight. Today, the secret society doesn't meet in caves. They meet in the boardrooms of glass towers and closed-door summits. The faces change: presidents, CEOs, prime ministers, but the agenda remains suspiciously consistent. They have traded their scrolls for servers. The Silk Road is now the World Wide Web, and instead of using eclipses to terrify us, they use algorithms to distract us. The chains are no longer made of iron. They are digital, and we scroll through them willingly every single day. From the dragon's eye of Sumeria to the algorithm of Silicon Valley, it is the same shadow, cast over a different century. But now, the choice is yours. You can close this video, go back to sleep, and believe the comfortable lie. Or, you can wake up. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Let's uncover the rest of the iceberg together.